In 2003, the United States military deployed one of the strangest weapons in the history of warfare: live chickens. For over a century, miners used canaries as living gas detectors. Their delicate lungs would fail before a human could even smell danger. If the canary died, you ran. When Operation Desert Storm launched in 1991, the Pentagon realized it had a massive blind spot. Only 7% of its chemical and biological warfare budget had gone toward detection. They had almost no way to know if Saddam's forces had unleashed nerve agents. So the Marines turned to an ancient solution. They bought chickens from local Kuwaiti suppliers and stationed them around their desert camps as living chemical alarms. The Marine Corps gave them an official military designation: Poultry Chemical Confirmation Devices. And the entire operation, they called it Operation Kuwaiti Field Chicken. Yes, KFC. The logic was brutally simple. If the chicken dropped dead, troops knew to mask up immediately. As one Marine officer put it, using chickens may sound basic, but it's still one of the best ways we have of detecting chemical agents. But the chickens had a flaw the Pentagon didn't anticipate. One morning during the First Gulf War, soldiers emerged from their tents to find every single chicken lying dead on the ground. They panicked until they realized the birds had simply frozen to death in the brutal desert cold. Incredibly, when the Second Gulf War began in 2003, the military went right back to the chickens. This time, 43 birds were purchased and placed in cages on top of Humvees, riding into Iraq as feathered sentinels. It was a disaster. 41 of the 43 chickens died within days of arriving, not from chemical weapons, but from disease, heat, and sand. One officer theorized the chickens were pecking at sand instead of dirt, clogging up their nostrils. Nobody really knew anything about chickens. The fallen chickens received a proper military burial, complete with tiny wooden tombstones bearing their names: Captain Popeye, PFC King, Lance Corporal Pecker, and the grave of the unknown chicken. Today, the military uses sophisticated electronic chemical detectors. But for two brief, bizarre moments in history, America's first line of defense against weapons of mass destruction was a chicken on a Humvee.